Hello everyone, I'm Kiran Joshi. Hope you all are safe and sound. This is the first video of Class 6 History chapter Buildings, Paintings and Books. And through this video, we'll try to understand various features of the buildings and paintings of ancient India. The image in front of you is of Iron Pillar, which is located at Mehrauli, Delhi. This iron pillar gives the glimpses of brilliant craftsmanship and skills of the Indian craftspersons. As it is understood from its name, it is made of iron. It was made nearly 1500 years ago. Its height is 7.2 meters and its weight is over 3 tons. Since an inscription on the pillar mentions the name of a ruler Chandra, it is believed, children, that perhaps it was built by a ruler from the Gupta dynasty. The most striking feature of the iron pillar is that it has not rusted even after such a long time since its construction. There are many other evidences also which show the splendid skills of our ancient craftspersons in various buildings made of bricks and stone. For example, stupas. Stupa means a mound. There are different kind of stupas, round and tall, big and small. However, they have some common features. Children, after the death of Buddha, his body was cremated and the bodily remains, which are also called relics, such as teeth, bone or ashes, were divided among his followers. These relics or remains of Buddha and his follower monks and were kept in small boxes. These boxes called caskets were placed in small chambers. Then over these chambers hemispherical domes were built. These domes were called stupas. Sometimes this dome like structure was covered with carved stone slabs. Around the stupa was laid a path called the Pradakshina path. This Pradakshina path was surrounded with railings. Children, earlier there were wooden railings which were later replaced by stone railings. Gateways were added at the 4 cardinal points of direction, that is east, west, north and south, to enter the path. As a mark of devotion, devotees walked around the stupa on the path in a clockwise direction. Often these railings as well as gateways were decorated with sculptures having intricate carvings. These carvings represent stories and incidents from the life of Buddha. Some of the finest stupas are those at Sanchi in Madhya Pradesh and Amravati in Andhra Pradesh. Here is the image of the great stupa at Sanchi, Madhya Pradesh. The Sanchi stupa was built during the time of Ashoka. At that time, Buddha was never shown as a human figure. His presence was shown by using certain signs like a tree, a lotus or a footprint. As in the image in front of you, the Buddha's attainment of enlightenment is shown through the peepal tree and an empty seat below it. The railings and gateways in Sanchi Stupa were added during the time of later rulers. Now look at the map in front of you and locate Amravati. Once a magnificent and impressive stupa existed here at Amravati, Andhra Pradesh. The stupa was decorated with many stone carvings. Many of these stone carvings were made about 2000 years ago. The other buildings include artificial caves which were made by hollowing out rocks. Some of these caves have detailed decoration on walls with splendid sculptures and exquisite paintings. This was also the time when some of the earliest Hindu temples were constructed, where deities such as Vishnu, Shiva, and Durga were worshipped. The temples built at this time had some features in common. For example, the heart or the most important part of the temple was the main shrine room known as Garbhagriha. In this room, the main idol or the image of the chief deity was placed. The religious rituals were carried out by the priests in Garbhagriha only, and the devotees also worshipped their worship to the deity in this room only. About the above the Garbhagriha, a tower called the Shikhar was built. It was built to mark out the Garbhagriha as a sacred place. Detailed and careful planning was needed to build Shikhar. Many temples also had a room or a hall where people could assemble. This place was known as Mandapa. Some of the finest stone temples of the time were built in Mahabalipuram and Ahole. This is the Durga temple at Ahole, probably built about 1400 years ago. Let's learn more about the temples which with specific examples. Here's the image of an early temple at Bhitargaon, Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. This was built about 1500 years ago. This simple and small temple was made of baked bricks and stone. Now here's the image of monolithic temples at Mahabalipuram. Children, monolithic or rock cut temples are those that were carved out of a huge single rock. Since they were carved out of as a single unit from surrounding rock, the stone cutters had to work from top downwards. Children, it is also important to mention here that the other way in which temples were constructed was the uh, brick structure in which temples were built with blocks of cut stone. Thus, they were built up by adding layers of bricks or cut stones from the bottom upwards. The construction of a stupa or a temple consisted of various stages. As it was quite expensive to build a stupa or a temple and required a lot of resources, generally a king or a queen took the decision of building it. After this, a place was carefully selected for its construction, and then good quality stone had to be found, uh, quarried or dug out, and then transported to the construction site. At the construction site, these blocks of stones had to be shaped and carved into pillars and panels for walls, floors, and ceilings. After that, the carved stones had to be placed very accurately at right position. As I said, children, that building of a stupa or a temple was not an ordinary task and needed huge wealth which only the kings or the queens could afford. Perhaps they used some money from their treasury in order to pay the craftspersons. There were other sources as well. For example, when devotees visited the stupa or the temple, they brought gifts with them, and those gifts were used in decorating the stupa or the temple. One of the gateways at Sanchi Stupa of Madhya Pradesh was sponsored by an association of ivory workers. Many others, such as merchants, farmers, garland makers, perfumers, iron smiths, goldsmiths, hundreds of men and women also paid for decoration. The names of such people are inscribed on pillars, railings, and walls. Now let's turn our focus from buildings to paintings. When we think about the ancient paintings, the first name that comes in our mind is of Ajanta paintings. The earliest caves in Ajanta were hollowed out of the hills about over 2200 years ago, and there were additions in these caves till about 1400 years ago. Mostly these caves were Buddhist monasteries. Some of these caves were decorated with delicate and extremely fine paintings. As there was dark inside the caves, these paintings were made in the light of torches. The colors that are still so bright, even after so many centuries, were made of plants and minerals. However, the names of those skilled artists who painted such splendid paintings are unknown. That's all for this video. The remaining part of the chapter will be covered in the second video of this chapter. Now try to answer these questions. Write a few lines on the iron pillar at Mehrauli, Delhi. Second question, explain briefly about the stupa. Third question, describe about the earliest Hindu temples. Fourth question, what are the main features of Ajanta paintings? If you found this video helpful and wish to watch more of such content, do consider subscribing to the channel. And if you have any queries or any comments, please post them in the comment section below. Thank you, children.